Alrighty, good evening, racing fans out there. Welcome to the SRU Truck Series as they take on New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 101 laps in this truck series. Alongside of me tonight is Will. Good evening, Will.
Yes, good evening, Brian. SRU Truck Series here tonight at the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Loudon, New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah.
101 laps, comp caution at the halfway point at lap 50. Or about somewhere around there, 51, 49, whenever they decide to throw it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of tight handling trucks I was hearing. Couple of complaints about looseness, but mainly tightness. Mainly just plowing through till the exit. It's a relatively flat oval, flat mile here at New Hampshire, and you kind of want to get more so to the apex and to the center of the corner as possible, but I would say they could be about anywhere from 2 to maybe 3 lanes of traffic here, but you really want to try to get try to diamond these corners if you can for a fast lap. Really about just being consistent here on the long run, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Ever since they did an update, these trucks, from what I heard, they're handling a lot different. So that will be for sure. So we'll just have to wait and see what these boys got.
Now I will need a quick moment there, Brian. I will be back in a real quick jiffy.
Yep. So the race day information here tonight. The SRU Truck Series is at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The current track temp is 105 degrees. The race weather itself is 86 degrees, 44% humidity. It is clear with an 18-mile-per-hour wind. They do have 101 laps, 101 miles. Tires are unlimited. Fuel is 75%. One quick fix And one green white checkered, and their stage brake will hit on lap 50. So that will be that. One moment.
And I am back, Brian.
They only got about a minute left. Alright. Go over the starting grid here. So P1 would be Mark Whitley, P2 would be Kyle Heath, P3 would be Austin Anderson, P4 would be David Cassidy, P5 would be William George, P6 would be Dakota Bryan, P7 would be Jeff Gilmore, P8 would be Brianna Lavin, P9 would be Philip Bridgman, P10 would be Larry Blair, P11 would be Josh Small, P12 would be James Bryan, P13 would be Mike Chamberlain, P14 would be Keith Hurlbut, P15 would be Paul Coheen, P16 would be Mark Kosick, P17 would be John Henderson, P18 would be Michael Palmer, P19 will be Robert Cheswick, and P20 will be Cliff Ashley. Alright, Will, 101 laps.
Yes, 101 laps may not seem a lot, but that is quite a good distance for New Hampshire, for it to be the type of track it is. Uh, very can be technical at times, very slow through the corners. Just let it. You just got to let it glide mainly through the center, and then sometimes you got to wait to pick it back up because that transfer out of the corner exit of either 2 or 4 might be a bit slippery with the throttle, with those tires.
Oh, yeah. So as we see here, Whitley warming them tires up. Who is their Cup driver? And then outside of him is Kyle Heath. So two great competitors. As the pace car pulls off, and the green flag is out.
Yes, a super even start by the front Roman of the 77 and 13 machines, and they continue their drag race down the back straightaway into turn 3. Who's it gonna be to lead the first lap? The 77 goes all the way down onto the flat, and Heath tries to diamond it through that high lane that he had there. I believe Heath led that lap. I think maybe Whitley,
yeah,
not. So Kyle Heath led that lap from the outside, I guess you could say. And gonna have that 77 do the same thing he did on the first lap. Wonder how many laps in succession he could do that, or if it's just going to be a few laps on the restarts. If that's his average or normal line in turns 3 and 4 at New Hampshire, that would be exciting to see for the entire length of the run, because it's quite unique. Not, I don't think not too many people can put their racecraft down that far. Some can just get down to the paint.
It's Philip Richmond there. Oh, that's a nice looking 40 truck. So, Will, did they tell you about roughly how many laps of fuel these boys are getting, or?
Well, I heard some say just over 50 laps. Others were saying like 62. So we'll just have to wait and see, Brian.
Right on.
Just one of them things on that 75% fuel load.
Oh yeah, nice strong pack here, Will. New Hampshire, there's plenty of room to race. Tomorrow, this is where the DNR Cup Series is at, and the next gen, so two completely different series here. So, but trucks always handle better, in my opinion, on the iRacing platform. You can just 52 with a little bump to the 73 of Larry Blair, saying, "Excuse me, I'm a little faster." Well, that's the definition of a DNR.
Well, that is, but that's also another definition of two different drivers with completely different let-off and braking points. You could see James just probably could have drove in there a little bit deeper, and then Larry just stopping where he wanted to. That looked like where his normal line, I guess you could say, and James probably could have drove it in there a little bit further, but instead drove it, he kind of couldn't because he drove into the back of Blair, but maybe Larry might getting back later on in the race, but at the moment I don't think Larry's thinking anything of it. It's just part of it. Oh, yeah. Hurlbut trying to come up through the field, perhaps get inside the top 10. There is a couple of drivers that wasn't able to make the grid, so that is quite unfortunate. But and we also have just a couple back there just driving around pacing, just waiting for their time to strike, as always. And then you got the ones that slowly sometimes just start in the back, make their way up through the field. I believe that's where we're seeing the 7 do his thing. Austin Anderson in the 23 in that third position at the moment. Bridgman and Levian battling there for 8th position, reeling in, or trying to reel in Dakota in the 85, that Dayglow purple and green machine, almost as if Barney became members of the No Gas Racing team.
Okay.
So 3-truck breakaway at the front, all within a second of with each other. Heath, Whitley, Anderson. Maybe Anderson. He's kind of for sure falling off the pace now for some reason. Maybe just doing his own thing. But Whitley ran back down Heath now. Maybe Heath had a bad entry into one, perhaps, or perhaps just that better at the moment than Heath, as there you see going back down on that flat again. So now it's just 2-truck breakaway. Everybody else is a second, basically 2 seconds or more behind the 2 lead duo here. Kyle Heath under immense pressure from Whitley.
Oh yeah. Whitley's always applying the pressure to Kyle, trying to get him to slip up or make a mistake. But it is not working.
I believe Blair and Chamberlain are having a bout for 11th position. Hurlbut might be a part of that. And then Bridgman, the 71 and 40, that's going on. George and Gilmore. So battles all over the Magic Mile at the moment. Just 14 laps into this race, into this run. No cautions have came afoot at the moment. And the battle for the lead has intensified, with Whitley at the moment getting nosily ahead of the 13. And he for sure now has him cleared.
You see Anderson now starting to run him down, and Anderson gets in there a little bit too hot. That might cost some time. Oh, Palmer's on pits.
Yes, unscheduled pit stop perhaps for Palmer in that 31 machine. But at this moment in time, Kyle Heath perhaps trying to get back the lead from Whitley in the 77, as Anderson able to run them down because of the battle that they were having. So back to having 3 trucks in position for the battle for the lead, as you look down the running order and you can just see everybody kind of having a battle with somebody. You can see the 40 and 71 are still going at it. They can't apparently leave each other. You got Blair and Chamberlain. I believe they're still close to each other, or Blair's trying to catch up to get inside the top 10. One of the two is happening. You got Henderson and Small. I believe they're close together. 71 diving alongside the inside of the 40 going into turn 3. And there is Henderson on Hurlbut.
It's a nice little truck there.
Which one? The 58? Yeah, that that chrome green, I guess you could say. Nice, nice effect to the truck.
Boy, Palmer's still in the pits. I wonder what happened.
Yeah. maybe a steering problem, maybe with the wheel, could have been out of sync, or maybe had to go tend to something.
That is quite possible.
Yep, never can tell when someone has most definitely an unscheduled pit stop of that type of sort, and have been in the pits for that long a time. Over 5 laps, I believe he has been in the pits now.
Oh, yeah.
Great battle going on just outside the top 10. Just behind Larry Blair in 11th place. This is 12th, 13th, 14th, and somewhat 15th, as Josh Malls is trying to say hello. And he does. He is going to come into the fight. Larry Blair trying to pull away, but at the same time, Hurlbut trying to keep with him, as Henderson still trying to find a way around Hurlbut.
And he gets by him and almost hits the wall.
Well, he might have just barely, scraped it with that front. No, he didn't touch it at all, I don't think. It looked like he might have neck coated the wall, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think he did. 22 laps in. Whitley has a half a second lead now over Kyle Heath. And then we got Anderson in the 23, sitting pretty in 3rd position. Just a couple of tenths behind Heath. Then Mr. Consistency David Cassidy in that 17 Red Baron's Pizza Machine in 4th place. George right there in 5th position. Can't tell the number because there's 96. That is a lovely number 96 truck there by George. He rounds out the top 5. Then Jeff Gilmore in 6th position. Then Dakota Bryan, first of the father-son duo. Dakota's getting past Jeff in battling for 6th position there. And there we have James. James is 8th position. In the 71, Brianna Laban. Gonna have to get a better pronunciation, perhaps, after the race. But she sits comfortably inside the top 10, haven't dropped out even while she was having that battle with Bridgman. Sitting comfortably in that 9th position. And Bridgman, he is having to fend off the slowly charging Larry Blair. And I say fend off, looks like he's going to just let him go into turn 1. So Larry Blair finally cracks inside the top 10, 25 laps into the race, as the 40, typical, unfortunately, normal pace for Philip Bridgman. You hate to see it, but has already burned up his tires, it looks like, Brian.
Oh, yeah. He fell off
big
time.
Yep. I mean, he was having some real good battles there with Dakota and the 71, and it was someone else he was battling really good with. I can't remember who it was. Maybe Jeff?
Probably.
But
I know Jeff was there with him.
He just gets to battling super duper hard, and he just falls super quickly. Getting concerned for some of the truckers towards the rear of the field. Cheswick and Mark Koshik, they are in trouble as far as becoming a lap down to the race leader. 26 seconds, about 27 off the pace. Cheswick is in 17th position. So it takes 31 odd seconds, 32, Brian, 30 something like that, 31s.
Yes.
Oh, there is the race leader right there, Whitley, as you can see coming. So he's got a straightaway-ish, maybe, 2 turns length gap back to the race leader. And Anderson, Double A, has gotten past Kyle Heath in the 23, so put him up into second place now. Kyle Heath having that awesome early going battle with Whitley. Whitley able to overcome that and drove away. Now Anderson found some pace to get around Heath to try to chase down Whitley now. About 20 laps away from our stage point, our halfway portion break. So maybe Mark Koshik might be the 33 and 6 might be the only 2 trucks. Can we get there's like too much transparency behind the number, Brian, and like some of the numbers, they just look like smudges, like are like blurs. So like just not for me, but for like, the people watching. Yes, there we go. We get a better
You're good.
So Anderson trying to reel in Whitley as trying to look down the order here. Blair, Henderson, Bridgman. Bridgman's being swallowed up by all the guys that want to be inside the top 10, but just, there's only so much room in there for only 10 people. And Whitley going past the 6. Put him a lap down here at lap 33. So 33 laps in and already hitting traffic.
Whitley's going to have to battle it all through there.
I guess that could be another question of how many competitors could he possibly trap a lap down before they get to that stage, that caution for the halfway point. Because I was suspecting only 2 competitors to go a lap down, but the pace he's running, it seems Whitley might be able to get more than just 2. I'm looking now, he could get all the way up to 13th, maybe 12th, a lap down before, if you just do the math. He is just clearly setting a pretty good pace. Anderson had it down to below a second, and I think maybe going around Cheswick might have had something to do with it, but maybe not. Just Whitley being able to be super consistent on this really good opening run here for the SRU Truck Series here at New Hampshire. And you can just see the field in front of him is just fighting all over each other. Kinda, not really, but they are having a good bout. But at the same time, the race leader is coming up behind, and only about 14 laps to go before the halfway break in this race. Like I said, it's only a matter of how many he can put a lap down before that caution is thrown. but you can just see the fierce battling going on in the back of the field. Oh, Whitley, though, tagged the wall. You can see, and Kyle Heath did as well. So first and third kind of had a Darlington stripe moment coming out of turn 4. Just getting all you can kind of get. I like that word, kind of. It's a great word. We can explain a lot with just, kind of. You can really tell how much steering. Thank goodness the commitment zone cone is not earlier, or else he would be getting disqualified, I guess, because he would have already hit that commitment line. But you can tell on the in-car shot we got last time, Brian, just how much he is sawing at the wheel whenever he goes, kind of playing, limbo with himself. How low can you go? Down on that apron on the flat end turns 3 and 4. I threw a question earlier on, like, how long can he do that? And it seems like every so often, or just whenever he wants to, he can dip his toes or feet or half a body down and just hang 10, I guess you could say, down onto that flat and just hug it pretty well.
Oh yeah. Whitley's always a good competitor in here. He's just very consistent out of the few races that we have called. We've seen Hurlbut and Bridgman almost about to go a lap down.
And they both do on the back straightaway. So up to 12th now. Is my prediction going to fluster, or is he going to catch Henderson before this 8 laps is up? Maybe Henderson might have the pace to just stay in front of him for that little bit longer. Whitley opened up this lead. Traffic more than likely this time had a lot to do with it. Now opened it up to over a second more for what it was. So 2.5 seconds, and Heath might be helped with some traffic because he is able to close that gap up. Looks like we might get up to 10th place lap here before we get the halfway caution. Man, if you would have told me that at the start of this race, I would have been like, nah. But at the same time, I would have had to probably sit there and think about it for a minute, and I would have been like, I could see it. Kyle Heath trying to find a way around Anderson, possibly before the end of this portion of the race, before we get that competition caution at the halfway point. Mainly possibly just to be able to go into pits ahead of him, or just, track position. Maybe if he could be in second place, he might be able to time the restart of Whitley if he was to. Oh, Bridgman drifting, and saves it coming through turn 4. What an excellent set of corners that was. I bet you he had a nice moment for sure. Nice wheeling it there for Phillip, and staying ahead of the 7 at the same time. So he's drifting and staying ahead of his competition, at least that he's racing with at the moment. If I get in a couple more yes, I might pull my hair out. Just saying. But
Josh about almost tail slapped the wall back there.
Oh yes, he did. Kyle Heath looking for a way by on the inside of the 23 machine. You can't quite get there though. Gonna lose out to that, what?
Oh no, I was looking down at the race.
Oh, okay.
It said Jeffrey Earnhardt P10. Same thing with Heath.
Oh,
He
my.
got a little loose. Well, that's because Gregson took out 2 cars for the price of 1.
Man.
He took out Gibbs and Creed.
Oh, man.
By the way, as the battle
Well,
intensifies here out on the track, Kyle Heath and Anderson 4
I guess he
seconds back
watched
to
a lot
Whitley.
I guess he watched a lot of Valtteri Bottas driving. Noah does know how to bowl in a race car, for sure. This battle, though, between Heath and Anderson, very, very intense and great competition between the two. But the battle just in front of them that Blair and Henderson is in might have something to say as far as these two go. Lap 49 coming to lap 50. Whitley gets the top caution here, perhaps. It is halfway.
Yep.
But
Boy,
who gets second at the line? Looks like Anderson. So
I'll tell you what. Whitley's
Blair's
got
going to
his
get
truck
the lucky
down.
dog. Whitley for sure has the magic of the Magic Mile just all dotted down.
Oh yeah. He's got it going. I don't know what's under that hood, or we got a Hendrick motor or RCR motor, we don't know. Well, obviously it'll just be a Hendrick motor. I don't think RCR does their motors, do they?
Well, in the NASCAR Truck Series, they're all the same spec engine. It's all a one-make engine brand. The Elmore engines, Elmore engine
See,
company.
the pace track picks them up going into turns 3 and 4. Pit stops are gonna happen.
RCR still, or ECR, Earnhardt Childress Racing, or engines. They still make, if I'm not mistaken, they develop and make engines for the Cadillac Daytona prototype, and also their Xfinity Series teams. 48 gets their engines from there. The 51.
Must we get a
Jeremy Clement.
Oh, Josh.
What happened?
That almost hit pit road. Pit wall.
Oh.
See, 77 does beat Anderson off, then Kyle Heath. And then we'll have Cassidy and Byron and George and the other Byron. And a 71 and a 75. Well, let's see if we can go ahead and chit chat with Mark real quick. I don't know if they're coming back. Mark, you got a copy. It's Will and Brian in the booth. Whitley, you got a copy? Alright, so we won't talk to him. Probably focusing and all that other stuff. Maybe Anderson. Get with him. Austin, you got a copy. It's Will and Brian.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough run here with trying to catch Mark. He's definitely got something on me coming out of 3 and 4. But it's a good long green flag run, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, I see Whitley here strolling through here, just doing his job. What is it going to take for you to be able to run down Mr. Whitley there in the 77? I know you'll be having a battle with Kyle Heath.
I think it's just going to take better exits out of 3 and 4 and taking care of my stuff a little bit better for the long run. But there's just no telling, man. He's really fast. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So we just got to keep that same energy and do the same thing. And these first couple laps, I think, are going to be real pivotal. And let's just see what happens.
All right, man. Good luck. Get you back up there.
Thank you.
Mr. Darnell, how are you, bud? You can come hang out with us if you want. It's either, well, the 77 and the 23 go into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, so Whitley able to drive out of the corner and clear the 23. But the 23 still there at the tailgate. Heath mired though back there in third.
Oh, you got a spinner back there.
Oh yes, a couple of trucks involved here.
I would say that would be the 58. Let's go back and watch that. I don't know if he got a load of loose coming off there or whatever he done, but he did get spun into the pits. Let's see here. I wonder if Phil made a little contact, gave him a little bump. Oh, yeah, he did.
Just looks like everybody was just trying to make it back through on that restart there. And it was kind of congested toward the back of the pack, and that's where this all sprang from. And indeed, Bridgman did get into the back of Henderson, but just it might be a mile, but it still can be driven like a short track. Contact will happen.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, Mr. Darnell. He's probably just listening.
Hello?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Headed home from work. Wanted to hop in here and see how my guys were doing.
Right on.
Well,
go ahead, Will.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just hope you're having a good day. Good to hear from you there, Robbie.
It's been a pretty good day, working on cars and stuff.
Oh.
The real ones.
Indeed, yes. Not I guess if you're that type of car enthusiast or car guy or even a car mechanic or car enthusiast, I might have said that twice, but hey, if you love cars, hey, you always love to hear that or do that sort of thing, work on them, tinker them, rebuild them. Maybe just
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do it out of necessity. But I'm fixing to drive into a bad area. I just want to hop in and say hi and go SRU, go BFR. I don't know where my BFR guys. There's one in third place. That's awesome.
Yes, Kyle Heath is currently third. Larry Blair down in ninth place.
I don't know who else is part of that. I know Adams ain't here and Isaiah ain't here.
I was going to say, I believe that's the only other two that I know of. Yes.
And yet.
Right there, man. You have a safe.
Bristol.
Yes, he is. He's enjoying the old Xfinity race. A lot of action going on, by the way. Well, anyway, Robbie, you make sure you get home safe, and always an honor to have you tune in and check up on your SRU family here and and stuff like that.
Man, yeah. Y'all doing a great job. Keep it up, fellas.
Well,
Right
we
on, we
appreciate
appreciate
that,
it.
Robbie.
Yes, sir.
I started saying it first, Brian.
Yeah, so Will's going to be the one that gets the credit for it. He beat me to the gun.
Whoa, now. Why was there a gun involved? The Red Baron Pizza machine there, driven by David Cassidy, he's going to restart in 4th position. I think he might be able to pounce on this restart and maybe be able to stick with Whitley and Anderson for that matter, and Heath most certainly going to be there, a thorn in his side. Well, in everybody's side, really.
Oh,
Everybody should be good to go on fuel. Tires, more than likely, if we get a caution towards the end, I could see people coming down for tires, more than likely indeed, because New Hampshire seems to be always a place that... Oh, Kyle Heath was kind of sleeping on that restart. Wow, you don't normally see that out of Kyle Heath, but he was just not there. That really log jammed that inside lane, but he really gathered it back through the 1 and 2 portion of the track, Brian. It was as if he wasn't sleeping at all on that restart.
See, 23
now,
getting to the side of the 77 there. Trying to
yes, neck and neck.
Off his quarter there, slow him down a little bit.
Yes, but the ever so important side drift that has somewhat effect at New Hampshire.
Yes. You see Kyle there trying to get it running. Kyle's side, he's saying, go ahead, you two keep racing.
Double A had a big moment coming out of turn 2. He had a big bobble, you could see. Got really loose. Had to catch it. Almost slapped it into the wall, but what a catch.
Off of turns 2. These 3 are neck to neck once again. This time Anderson is there applying that pressure. Let's hold it too close. See if we can.
Oh! Who was that? James Bryan had a moment coming out of turn 4. Truck possibly stepped out whenever he went back to apply full throttle. I'm running out of my watered Pepsi. Randy! I get no comments up on the screen, so hello.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know.
I don't have the chat opened up, so I don't know if he's commenting on YouTube or if it's on Twitch. So.
Twitch. Anyways, see here, Double A.
Hello, Randy.
Coming in to apply the pressure.
Yes, if it's a catchy name with like 2 of the same initial, it's kind of catchy to say that. Like, you know, I have found. These 3, though, David Cassidy, he's able, I guess you could say, to keep them within eyes length, you know, or to keep them within distance, I guess you could say. He's not letting them drive too far away from him.
No, sir, he ain't. That's for sure. Still see there.
Really makes me wonder, as this race, as we eat away at the laps, how much harder are these drivers going to start racing one another? There you see Josh Maul in that 28 machine. He's not on the lead lap. He's trying to race his way up here to get a lap back. That's Larry Blair. He is in 10th position, so...
Oh yeah, he's got to go up there and catch Phillip. But he also has Chamberlain who's a lap down too, and Mark and Cheswick there. So they're all trying to go up there and run down Phil. So,
well, for the Palmer fans at home, whatever happened to the 31 machine at lap 14, it was terminal. Just unfortunately noticed that. He is out of the race.
oh yeah.
So Anderson and Heath with Whitley still at the front. The Bryans have changed hands. Dakota's got in front of the father. And that 71 is still staying within the top 10. So good run for them tonight. Their first race in the SRU Truck Series.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Gilmore, maybe unfortunately just not too, not sure if he's familiar with New Hampshire. Maybe it's just not a great track for him. But unfortunately just doesn't have that top 5 pace here like he has at other tracks we have seen in the past. As we are getting close to 25 laps to go, Brian.
Yes, Will, we are. We're winding that in very quick.
Look at the 71. 71 has ran down the 52 and 85, or at least James at the moment. So that's one of the closest battles on track besides the battle for the lead that is more or less riding around at the moment. You could almost see both battles in the same shot. So 71 here looking Babayan, I believe.
I think it's Lavin.
Anyway,
Lavin.
Lavin.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I have a hard time with names. We know this. My English is not always the best. I never did get get good grades in English class, but we'll overlook that at the moment. As the action out on track is always good and great here in the SRU Truck Series. First time runner here in... Oh! Wow, what a catch. Oh! Ooh! Neck coated the barrels on pit road, Brian.
I saw that. That might play a little role now.
But still,
mm-hmm.
Yes, in the handling, because that's actually a lot of good damage. Maybe it could just be cosmetic. Man. Maybe perhaps she got a bit too complacent with how close she was to the back of, who was that? James? Why are they pitting? Why is he pitting? From our understanding, they were... Well then. I'm so confused.
It's okay.
It's like whenever you see that meme, why are you running?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you pitting?
You see, now he will go a lap down.
Yes, indeed, the pace speed or the pit speed in pit road plus the pit stop, that is a lot of delta time lost to the pace of the race. And 25 laps to go, Brian. How do you feel about the way that this race has played out so far?
I wouldn't expect less from this group. They're able to get it done and all that other stuff. Battles are great. Yeah, I mean, 25 to go. They kept their greens for long periods of time, and that's what you're going to get out of this group.
I wish I could program you to say something other than all that other stuff. But anyway, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Sorry, I was playing with the kitty cat that you don't let me to call the name of it.
That's
so
right. Well, we'll go to our cutaway real quick. You know our favorite part.
Oh, all right. We're doing that tonight. I didn't know we were doing that tonight. We're doing that tonight. Nice.
Yes. So you can
all right.
Get your drink.
Oh, okay.
Hi, ladies and gents. I go to our favorite part of the night, the crank it up part. Enjoy. As we see here, a 77 closing in onto the back of the 6 truck there. Fortunately, that'll put him 2 laps down. I do believe Dakota stepped away or had some type of, mechanical failure there. So Dakota is out of the race. So 17 to go. Whitley, Anderson, and Kyle.
Yeah.
You see here Kyle making the pass on the 23. As the 23 still hangs strong.
Hello?
Hello?
Aha! All right, well, I decided to talk in Discord. It's like, nah! Anyway, so yes, the top three has been the class of the field pretty much all evening, all night here so far. Only 15 laps to go. Whitley, I guess you could say, dominated this race.
I would say so.
All right, well, now that we got a second opinion out of that, I think it's agreed that we could say Whitley dominated this race. But Heath now seems like he got past Anderson. It looked like while we were under our little smoke/drink break, we saw our crank it up portion that I believe Kyle Heath might have been giving the bumper to the back of the 23. I think I saw in one or two of the corners, but not for sure, but just maybe it could have just been the way the camera angle was. You know, but Heath is within a second and a half of Whitley's lead. Anderson is now 2 seconds away, so a second and basically a second and a quarter isn't really a lot here at New Hampshire. It may seem like a lot, but it's basically just a corner, maybe a corner or two gap, if that. And we could see battles throughout the field. Jeff Gilmore has been caught here with George, and Levine, in the wall. Man, it really seems like every time you think she's going to make a pass, she drives herself away from it. As Gilmore trying to hold off the 96, as the 71 has got back into the fight now. And Gilmore has really used up his right side. You can get a good view from the drone/chopper cam. I don't think a chopper, though, would be flying this close to the track.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I could see it though. But man, the 96 of George, he's going around the outside. What a maneuver. That is fantastic to see the outside playing a big role. Effectiveness here at New Hampshire. Gilmore just, man, can't get any traction. It seems like been put in a very compromising position. And the 71 looks to go around the outside as well. Pick up some ground that she lost earlier in this run. 10 laps to go, Brian. Man, this race, it just kind of seems like it has just flown by. But that's what you get when you don't have a lot of cautions. A what if day indeed for Philip Bridgman. Maybe if perhaps he didn't push so hard at the start, perhaps maybe he could have had a top 10 run today, because you see he's right there with Gilmore and Gilmore and Levine and George. Levine, Lehu. It's almost as bad as me saying Lahillier, not as long, nor not as, anyway. It's weird how words can be that way, kind of deceiving, I guess. But anyway, Whitley, Kyle Heath, seems like he might be running down Whitley. He's got him within somewhat of a second. 8 laps to go, 8 laps remaining in this race. It also could be, it doesn't look like there's any traffic. Could be, but Whitley not really able to set that blistering pace we saw earlier. Maybe, perhaps Kyle Heath was possibly sandbagging, or maybe just not running the 110% like he could have been. He was just saving a lot. Maybe this is perhaps the hard charging moment that we see Kyle Heath strike and perhaps try to make a move to win this race. Take it away from Whitley here at the end, but he had a couple of bad corners there. Drove it in a bit too deep into turn one, I do believe, and Whitley able to spread that gap back again. 5 laps to go. Hurlbut will be the next one to go a lap down, so if a caution was to come out right now, Bridgman would be the lucky dog recipient if he's not involved in said caution. But Hurlbut's right there with 5 laps to go. The leader is basically on his tailgate.
Oh yeah. Kyle with at least the second back. But now he's losing a little bit of time.
Why'd my scoring tower disappear on the screen? On the stream, on the broadcast.
On the stream?
It just disappeared with like 3 to go, or whatever. It said bye-bye.
Let's see.
It went disappear. Like, I still see trucks.
There you go.
All right, and we got that back. That is important for me and everybody watching at home as well. As we can see, it is coming to 2 laps to go here. Kyle Heath getting around the lap machine of Hurlbut. Whitley looks to have this race in hand. Kyle Heath now back to that 1.5 gap.
And look, now where things work. Hello, Jaden.
Nice. Now everything is working.
Of course.
How is he watching? Bruh, he's watching us and a race in person at the same time. I want to have his life.
Right on. There you go.
Oh wait, no, that's Isaiah. That's at Bristol. Okay, my bad. I got my Isaiah and Jaden's mixed up there. White flag. Oh man. So Whitley's gonna get the win here. Mark Kosik's only going to go 1 lap down. The 77 of Whitley gets the win here in the SRU Truck Series at Loudon, New Hampshire. Kyle Heath tried to run him down, but just in the end could not. He's going to have to settle for second. Good points day for him. And Austin Anderson rounds out 3rd place. So finally, he was dethroned after winning, 2 races in a row, 3 in a row, 2 in a row?
Yes.
Something to that extent. So, good to see everybody having a good run here tonight. 1 caution.
Yes.
If you don't count the comp caution. So, here is the official rundown. This race brought to you by TrackCams22.com. Good run by consistent David Cassidy, getting a 4th place, top 5 out of it. James Bryan, 5th place run. William George, I didn't know his first name was William. Hello. So, great run for the first time runnee of the 71 of Brianna. Yes, we're just going to say the 71 machine. Yes, thank you. almost like saying lavender, but not completing the dir. Gotcha.
Yes.
I know, I explain things in a weird manner. You just gotta overlook it. So,
let's see if we can...
as Mark Whitley does his Polish victory lap, Wilmington, I'm going to assume Indiana, perhaps. But there could be a lot of Wilmingtons all over the place.
Mark, it's Will and Brian. You got a copy? No. Okay. Go ahead and talk to Kyle.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello, Kyle.
Hello. How you doing?
Does Mark not talk?
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know.
actually down in the waiting room now. I didn't know that. That's right. We'll talk to Kyle real quick.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, I just
You
got
are
through shotgunning this
sir.
bit of this beer I had left, and they got
There
more
you
throughout that
go,
long
Kyle
ass race.
Larson in the booth. Anyway, you tried to run down Whitley there towards the end, about within 15 laps there, the closing laps of the race. Once you got past Anderson, you disposed of him, but you had a mistake. You overdrove turn 1 there. Just tell us about this experience here at New Hampshire this evening.
Well, I've had a lot of success at New Hampshire. I mean, it's a fun track. It's very technical because you really have to slow down to get a good drive off. I mean, you can drive it in, but you better keep that brake on. That way you can cut it in. That way you have a good drive off. But
exactly.
Yeah, you call me Kyle Larson, but if I would have caught Whitley, I would have turned it to a stenhouse.
Anyway, so that's great. Always bringing the comedic relief when we need it the best.
All in all, throughout this whole race, even before I came up here, yeah. Well, anyways, that's besides the point.
Oh,
but
okay.
I congratulated everybody throughout this whole race. We only had one actual caution, other than the halfway point. One caution throughout the whole race. That's a big accomplishment, especially at New Hampshire with the braking and everything else, and the looseness coming out of the turns.
Yes, I noted that you guys could experience a lot of looseness coming out of the corners. That could be a big factor, and it looked like it for some. I'm not sure everybody was experiencing all the same, but we did see some drivers have some, I guess you could say, some tailgating experiences, as far as some drivers not knowing where others were lifting, I guess you could say, and plowing experiences. But that tends to happen at a track that can race like a short track, I guess you could say. Yes.
Yeah, this track feels like a hybrid short track, pretty much.
Yeah, it can. It's almost. It's like racing at Richmond, but then Gateway or Phoenix. Like, I'm trying to find a good.
No, I know what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
A good description to fit with it. Maybe Rockingham. No. Rockingham has banking. Anyway, congratulations on the run here tonight. I forgot where we're going next week, but next week you might know, right?
I don't know, honestly. Not right offhand. I don't know. I mean, honestly.
I know Sonoma's in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, Sonoma isn't. Yeah, Sonoma is in 2 weeks. That's for sure. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that race.
All right. Myself. Well, I mean, me too. Personally, I like to see how everybody handles road courses.
Next week we'll go to the Nashville Super Speedway.
Nashville, the almost mile and a half that, in a way, drives
actually,
exact.
it's Nashville Speedway. There ain't nothing super about it.
All right. It's. I was gonna say, in a way, it's gonna drive somewhat like Rockingham, where it's not quite like racing at Charlotte, but you're not racing at, say, Atlanta either.
Yeah. Well, I've had some success at Nashville Super Speedway. It's not my go-to track. I wouldn't pick it at all if it was me, but
Well, tell us how you really feel, Kyle. Anyway, like I said, congratulations. You couldn't quite run him down there at the end, but overall, great racing throughout the field.
Mm-hmm.
I know you couldn't really see it because you were
We did.
ahead of most. Well, yeah, no duh.
Ryan.
Oh,
But
okay. I'm sorry, Kyle. I know, I gotta let Will talk.
we most definitely saw it, Brian. You don't have to point that out to him. He knows
okay.
that's our job, to see all the action. Anyway, yes, okay. I wish I could get more words out of you sometimes. But yes, Kyle, anything else you'd like to add about this race, or maybe anything else you might want to add about some Nashville, or give some shout-outs, or...
Yeah, well, we had a couple new people that showed up, start of this season, and a newcomer tonight, and I hope that they had fun. I give a shout out to MeMarieDesigns.com. My wife, she sponsors the car somewhat. She pays me, but she pays me no attention at all. So there's that. Now, I want to give a shout out to SRU. I've enjoyed racing all these series with these guys, and all of these guys are fun to race with. Yeah, sometimes we bicker like family, but deep inside we're all friends. And give a shout out to you guys, man. I enjoy going back and watching the broadcast. That's for sure. I'm actually going to go back and watch this broadcasted race. That way I can actually watch some of the action that happened outside of the front three, because the front three was pretty much like Tom and Jerry and Butch,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, awesome job there, Kyle. Good points tonight for you. Always good to see you out here battling with everybody. And as I always call you, Mr. Consistent every week. It don't matter what you're in. That's just... You're very consistent, and that's why you finish in the top 3, top 5 every week. Just like on my side, Brandon Moore. I call him consistent. He's always there towards the end, so... and that's what it's all about, really. If you can be consistent throughout the whole night, then you're pretty much just set to be where you need to be.
And you do the hokey pokey.
All right,
All
Mr.
right, guys.
Kyle. Yes, sir. Good race. Good action tonight. We enjoy it every week on Fridays and Saturdays and Thursdays and whatever days that you do run. All right, man. Get you back up there with your group there, and we'll go ahead and talk to Mr. Mark now.
All right. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. Mr. Domination. Oh my god, I moved him to the wrong one. Sorry, now I got you back. Mark, how's it going? Mr. Dominator.
Going good, going good.
Well, that's great. Yes,
Well,
sir.
You pretty much had a dominant car, like Brian already mentioned. Just tell us, you were able to put it anywhere you wanted it. You could like run it down there on the flat in 3 and 4. You seemed to have better drive off than the majority of the competitors. He only really had to fight mainly, it seemed like, on the restarts there. It's a couple that you did have. Just tell us about your night and mainly about how that truck handled.
Yeah, took some laps in practice to kind of get a handle. It's been a little bit since I've driven this track with the truck. It just seems like I just have a line I run here that seems to be pretty good getting off the corner. I know a lot of people kind of beat me into the corner, but I kind of diamond it off where I kind of go in a little shallow, let off early, let it kind of coast up, and then kind of bring it back down and get to the power sooner. And it's not great getting into the corner, but it comes off like a rocket ship if you get it right coming off. And the way this car handled, if you drove it in too deep, it would really get tight on exit, and that wall would jump out and grab you. So I was really trying to just focus on trying to get a good exit and kind of get a low exit because there's a lot of grip down there. And I was just kind of honestly messing around with it in practice, just running down there on the apron, because I remember a couple months ago I ran it just as a joking around in another league and seemed like there was a lot of grip down there. So I know in a couple of the pit parties I just tried it, and it was. I told them, I said, it's stupid how much grip was down there on the apron. There's no way it should have as much grip as it did. I don't know if it's actually how it is in real life. I know they go down there on the bottom a lot, but it seemed to have way more grip than the actual racetrack. So I used it to my advantage a little bit there, when I was behind Kyle trying to get a good run off before. And it seemed like there was a certain seam you hit, and if you hit the seam right, it would help the truck turn. But if you hit it wrong, it'd get real tight and you have to pedal it. And that was pretty much the whole goal the whole night, is just try to hit the right side the good side of the seam and try to let the truck do the work for you and not have to worry about getting tied off, because this track, once you kill the right front, you're going backwards real quick. So the whole night was just about trying to use the right rear as much as the right front and just try to keep the balance in it the whole run.
Oh yeah, well, we noticed you were using up that apron. I tried to do that when the officials went there, and I just couldn't get it to stick like that. That's for sure. As I do know, it does get a little slick down there. I know in the next gen cars they don't like it down there. That's for sure. But yes,
Yeah.
like I said, Mr. Domination. I do believe they are at Nashville next Friday. Yes. If you are here, what will be your mindset going into Nashville?
Well, I don't plan on being here. Like I said, I jump in here, whenever the track, I like this track. These trucks are fun for me to drive. So, whenever fun track combination pulls up, I normally come in. I don't plan on running, but I know next week Nashville's a very unique racetrack. It's kind of like Darlington, where 1 and 2 is nowhere near like it is in 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to have some people that are really good in 1 and 2, and you're going to have some people that are really good in 3 and 4. And me personally, I've always liked being good off 3 and 4, because that's right before the start finish line. So I think
That's the most
you can get
important
through
part.
3 and 4. I think is the trickier one. So if you can get that down pat, you're going to be really good running up front. So. And also the tires kind of wear pretty decently from what I remember. So I think the main thing is going to be just trying to get through 3 and 4 and keep the tires up under it. And whoever can do that next week, I think they're going to be sitting pretty good.
Oh yeah, I do agree, Mark. Once again, great run. Any shout-outs or anything you want to give about this race tonight?
Oh yeah, shout out Brantley Harpoon Design. Yeah,
My man.
Not only put this great paint scheme on this truck, but he also spotting for me tonight. So appreciate that. Check him out, harpoondesign.com. He's got he can make something custom for you on the website, or if you just want to check out other stuff he's done, he's got, I think last I checked, 1,600 paint jobs on trading paint. So you can check out some of his previous work. So yeah, check him out, harpoondesign.com. And big shout out for y'all putting on this broadcast. Should be fun to go back and watch, see what some of the other competitors are doing, see if I can maybe learn from it. And thanks for Mark Gomez. It's his show around here. He's happy to have me every now and then, and I appreciate it. I got a good group of guys over here, and can't wait to see what everybody in here can do.
Right on, Mark. And yes, I can agree with you. Brantley does have a lot of paint schemes. I noticed he's the popular one. So But awesome run tonight, bud. I do believe you run SRU Cup, from what I hear. So
Yeah, I think I'm kind of scaling it back. This next season gonna be part time, but yeah, I still run over there in the cup side.
all right. Well, if you're there, I'll see you Sunday. Um, but awesome run
Sounds good,
tonight,
man.
bud. And yes, definitely, like Mark said, check out Brantley and then the Angry Ducks and all that. Share them the love. But I'll get you back up there, and congrats on the win.
All right, thanks, appreciate it.
No problem, bud. And finally, Mr. Double A. Double A, Brian and Will, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Hey,
Not too bad.
I like that name better, Double A. So thanks to
Okay.
Will. Thanks to Will, because Austin Anderson. So he says Double A. He goes, it's just easier.
Yeah, that's right.
Good run tonight. You and Kyle battle all night to try to run down Mark, and we've talked to you earlier. Why don't you go ahead and give these viewers here a good old explanation on how the track was and how your truck was handling in traffic, or maybe battling it out with others out there and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, man, it's real bumpy. Probably can't see it much on the broadcast, but it's really bumpy. Trucks don't turn that good, and it's really just trying to get down to how Mark had it figured out all night on how to exit the corners, and he could just get down on that bottom apron and it'd turn the truck just a little bit more, and at the same time he's kind of messing with the wheel a little bit, and I just couldn't get the sequencing down right. This track's pretty tough, and thought I might have a run at him, and I think the short run speed was there to possibly contend, but as you guys saw, just couldn't get by him, and the long run, he just had it figured out to where it wasn't using up the truck much, and he had a lot of center speed in the corners, and he just had it figured out, man. He had that thing dialed in, and just a tough race. It's I think it's a fun track to drive.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's really bumpy. You can enter the turns how you want, but with these trucks, it's a little bit different just because they're so underpowered. Everything's got to go the right way the entire time. So just couldn't get it figured quite out. But I mean, who am I to complain about? Third place. There's not much to complain about.
Exactly.
And
no, you're right.
We're gonna try to get them done next week, and just see how it goes. This has been fun running this league, and hopefully I can get caught up in points with these strong runs, and have a run at possibly a championship if everything goes right. But we'll take it one race at a time and just keep digging.
Yes, sir. Which is funny because that brings me up to my next question. What's going to be your mindset going into Nashville?
Man, Nashville is a tough one too. It's really just how much practice can you get in. And these trucks are so underpowered, man. Momentum is king, and tires probably come into play there at Nashville. I think I've only run one race there, but who's to say that won't stop me from doing good? I mean, I'd never run Gateway before we run it and end up, winning that one. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully, like I said, just everything goes right. And I've really got Sonoma circled on the calendar there. I love road course racing with these cars. Any Cup, NASCAR, Xfinity trucks, any of it. I love road racing with these, so I'm gonna do my best at that one, I think, and just play my chips and see how they fall at the end of it all.
Yes, sir. It comes to the final question of the night. 1 second. why don't you go ahead and tell the fans out there your love and all that for the league and your shout outs?
Oh yeah, shout outs, man, for these guys letting me come in. Like I said, I joined a recruiting race and they decided what the heck, I don't have much going on. So did that, and shout out to my team, Imperial Motorsports. They always help me out on the asphalt. W5 Ranch, my buddy out in Texas, Chris Warren. AC2 Skins, if you guys are looking for skins or paint schemes on iRacing, Anthony Caudill is the best in the business, in my opinion. And WR1 Sim Chassis, if you haven't heard of them, look them up, man. They're immaculate pieces of sim equipment. They've helped, improve my rig throughout the time of me having a WR1. And Chad Wheeler and his guys over there are just a great bunch. So if you're interested in getting into iRacing and you got a little money burning a hole in your pocket, I think it's a good place to start because they're going to take care of you. So shout out to those guys out in Oklahoma for me.
Right on. Good run there, Double A. Looking forward to see what you can do next week. You are a strong, fierce competitor in the SRU trucks. We enjoy it. We love it. You and Kyle and everybody else tend to have an awesome battle towards the end. Like I said, me and Will praise these boys every Friday. Just a great league overall. And a lot of them come invade my side too, so that's always fun too. We don't care. We enjoy everybody. We're very close with this group here and all that other stuff. But great job, and looking forward to see what you can do next week. But
all right, man. Thanks. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Indeed. I'll get you back up there.
All right. Thanks.
No problem. Well, that'll do it here tonight for the SRU Truck Series. From myself and Will Roberts, we want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Tune in tomorrow night as we come back here, but it'll be the B&R Cup Series next gen at New Hampshire. So we're always taking people too. Same thing with SRU. Admins are Mark Kosick and Jason Adams. So anytime you want to get in a great league, this is one of them here. So make sure you go look them up. They are on Facebook at Sim Racing Unleashed is the name of that. But until then, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and have a great night, good afternoon. Wherever you're from, share the love, get the name out there. Make sure you get these boys the love and share the streams and get us the love that we need too. So until then, y'all have